People, how is it going? Rebels and Blues is why we are here for this one. Why do they always start this bloody thing late? Why do they list the kickoff time as 9:45? And yet, it never starts anywhere near 9:45. It's more for me for not setting the start time to 9:50. I've forgotten. AU games on at 9:45 actually start at 9:50. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Paddy Wagon says he's got his club training top on, which is Blues, so he's got the Blues by 13. Tom is to make it the Blues 4 from 4. Fair enough. Hopefully, the Blues will be the ones to bugger it up, if anybody. Somebody picked the Crusaders by 89 in their Super Rugby poll. Well, they were miles off, but they still got the win point. No Caleb Clark. Indeed, he's doing the Olympics thing, so he's done with 15s for the year, I believe. Flesh says Blues by 10. Can the Blues and the Chiefs get a winning bonus point? Maybe. Starlio, good evening, mate. How are we doing? How are we doing for the second one? I'm on time. More that can be said than about this. I'm watching Dan Carter, Chemist Warehouse again. Anyway. Craig Perry, I'm back. Late is frustrating for sure. Just put... anyway. The advertising state of origin pregame for you. April's about to have her 11sies. I had some leftovers of some chicken and some potato chips. Much to my embarrassment. Sitting there chowing down on chippies. Anyway. Surely overdue for an Australian victory. Big V8 show. Like I said, if there's a team who's going to blow up for the rest of New Zealand, it'll be the Blues. We will see. Who did I pick? Let me have a look. Oh, I picked the Blues by 15. Maybe that's optimistic. I'm not going to change it. I'll just leave it. Just leave it. Chris Seals also got the Blues by 15. Fair enough. Sky does love running that Chemist Warehouse ad. Yeah, apparently. They love showing Dan the man. Yeah, nice Blues jersey. It's getting a bit old, to be honest. Like, this thing shouldn't be able to do that. It's peeling off, right? Yeah, shouldn't be able to do that. I don't wear this one much, to be fair, because I don't want to wash it, because the more I wash it, the more that's going to happen, but I've got to wear it every now and again. Chippies, that's what we call them. They say crisps here, and I forget my Kiwi words. Oh, not crisps. That's such a hard word to say. It sounds like you're whispering to someone. Crisps. Pass me the crisps. The what? The chippies. Give me the chippies. Round 2 of Streams Daramonde. Yes, here we are. The Wednesday of streams. The Blues against the Rebels. Let's go Blues. Love the jersey. I love it too. Yeah. Up the Blues. West Side man. How are you doing? Long time no see. So draw 2 cents. 24-24. I will get the draw right this time, Wallaby. Second time's the charm. New Zealand team's good for Aussie. That's a good question, Timoana. Very good question. So far, only one of the games has looked good for Aussie, and that was the Brumbies running the Crusaders close. So the Lions have warm-up games. I believe they do. Japan is at least one of them. They've got the Blues by 3. Flip-flops. Jandals. Yeah, I know. Flip-flops. What do you call fried potatoes that go with fish? Just to make things a bit confusing, we call them chips. Yeah, the context is king with that one. I see, actually, Charlotte, there's a pretty good logic there to having a different word for it. Chips and chips. Yeah, the context is everything. Hot chips, maybe. Sometimes we would say hot chips. If you want to be really specific, hot chips and chips. Jandals are okay. Aussies call them thongs. I honestly think of thongs, flip-flops, and jandals. I think jandals is the best word. They're kind of like sandals. Same family, similar word, makes sense. Not fond of this generation of Super Rugby Adidas jerseys. They've worked well for Quins, but with the New Zealand teams, they just seem a bit too much. Yeah, the Super Rugby jerseys, the collars, I'm not a fan of, to be fair. We're doing Tui tonight. Schlanger. What a username that one is. Isn't jandal short for Japanese sandal? It is. Have I mentioned that before? I'm certain I've mentioned that. Yes, definitely. Japanese sandal. I think they used to import them from Japan. They were a kind of sandal, so Japanese sandal. There you go. Jandals. How the Aussies came up with thongs, I don't know. I don't want to think about it. Thongs are underwear, exactly. You and me, Craig, are on the same page. Bloody hell, they said kickoff was 6 minutes ago. Find the difference, Wallabies. I found it. It's the one with the eyes closed. I can see it. I used to get a hiding with jandals. Throw your jandal at the TV. Exactly. I swear the Blues away jersey looks like a milk bottle lolly. That is kind of interesting, actually. I don't mind it, though. The white one's pretty standard. How do flip-flops makes the flip-flop noise? Does one flip and the other flop? Maybe when they're wet. It flips up and it flops down. I don't know. A thong in leather making is a Y-shaped leather strap. Too obscure. I refuse to accept that's a good reason for it. Definitely jandals all the way. In South Africa, we some call those things slap chips. Really? Pronounced like a schlap. It's Afrikaans terms like a softer texture. Makes sense. You guys also say cool drinks, right? Instead of soft drinks. Sometimes you say cool drinks. I'm sure cool drinks is a thing in South Africa. And there, you're right, April 2. They should just be called Smack Smacks. I put a VPN on my smart TV and Channel 9's gem is working. Good, you can VPN into this game for you guys. VPN onto Channel 9 in Australia. Free game. Happy days. Prefer flip-flops. Flashing, I refuse to accept it. I refuse to live in a world. Wow, no, it's alright. It's just a kind of shoe, isn't it? Just a kind of sandal. Morning, evening, says Shonik. Hey, mate. Couldn't get up for the Satyrs game. Wouldn't miss the Blues. Good man. Although the other game was very tight. I don't know if you've seen it. I won't spoil it. Very tight. That's kind of a spoiler. I've already spoiled it. I won't tell you the result, but you'll find out. Thong apparently used to be the name of choice of jandals before flip-flops became the proper term. Kiwi fruit used to be Chinese gooseberries. The past is the past. Jandals. I'll hear nothing of anything else. They've moved up one place after the Brumbies win in Super Brew. Nice. Right. I will tell you when it's kickoff. If you are ahead of me in the stream, please don't drop specific spoilers for the game. I have just kicked off. I don't mind the old look up, watch out for any exciting events, but yeah, if you can not say Enrico has just got a line break and scored in the corner, that would be appreciated. I'm at 20 seconds now, folks. Here we are. 40 seconds ahead, 15 seconds ahead. Maybe it's to do with the shape of the sole of your foot. Oh man, could be anything, isn't it? Right, the Blues. We've got the ball. Happy days. We're in the Rebels half. What a great start. You guys are a minute ahead. Unbelievable. What the hell is wrong? I've got pretty quick internet. What is wrong? I don't think we've seen a super... This game's ridiculously late. Like almost 10 minutes. Why do they list the kickoff time as 9:45? Whatever, 45. If it's actually 50 something. I'm glad to see not Paul Williams on the field now. Paul Williams, his whistle is going to need a rest after that one, you'd have to say. You're at 2 minutes. I am at 1:30. Rebels throw on their own 5 metre line. Done a pretty good job of it, actually. Should be a good chance for a nice wee exit play. And we've got it, Tamua, but not a whole lot of distance on that one, I would say. It's still in the own 22. No score yet, indeed. Channel 9 is notorious for delay in sporting games, especially rugby league. It never starts on time. Do they give people a chance to, get the tally on? Jamie was slightly behind on the last game and slightly ahead on this one. Jamie, I'm always happy not to be dropping spoilers. So it's kind of preferable that I'm behind. As long as people aren't dropping spoilers for me. But look up, it's fine. Right, the Blues are hot on attack in the 22 after that pretty ordinary Rebels exit, you would say. But of course, we've knocked it on. I'm still seeing Munster versus Connacht on my illegal Super Sports stream. Kickoff has happened, Thoto, mate. We are at 2 minutes and 55 seconds, at least on my one. Come on, Blues. When's the next Gareth Mason stream? Are you talking about a Gareth Mason stream with me? Or are you talking about when's G-Man doing his next one? I owe him an email. I am much behind. I'm at least 2 days behind on sending him an email. So I need to get that done kind of ASAP. Because, it's not good to keep people waiting. Right, Rebel scrum is looking pretty solid thus far. Even though the All Blacks have a couple of representatives in the Blues for this one. That's not a really good way of saying things. Supersport still showing the bloody Munster game. That can't be right. That game was ages ago. Rebels are under all kinds of pressure. Is it just me, or have all these games started with the Kiwi teams starting the sharper of the two? So World Rugby won't stream Trans-Tasman. I'm not sure if they're doing territories not covered by deals. I know America ended up getting a deal with Flow Rugby. So, yeah. Your new house setup shows how tall you are. You have very long arms. I had the setup the other way at one point, and I walked to the door, and Big V8 was like, "Oh my God, you're almost as tall as the door." Yeah, I am. I'm a large human. It's very good for being able to pick high stuff off shelves, but it kind of sucks trying to find comfortable chairs. I will say it. Everything's just a bit too small. Kind of frustrating. Feet stick out the end of the bed. I need to have a second blanket on my bed just to cover, because otherwise my feet will just kind of poke out. Just poke out a little bit, get cold feet in winter. Suspect this is going to be a torrid one, Mark. You might be right. Public transport as well is also not the greatest. The seats on public transport or planes, you will not envy me. Like when you see me in the supermarket getting that top stuff shelf, you'll be like, "You're lucky, good to be tall." Then you'll see me in economy class on an international flight, and you'll be like, "Whew, sucks to be that guy. He's got to stick his leg in the aisle." And then when that little cart comes down with your coffee and tea, bam, into the kneecap. Would you describe yourself as being a piece of tall timber? I'm a piece of tall timber, but yeah, as April 2 says, never really bulked up. Just got a bit fat. Always found it kind of hard to bulk up. I was always a bit skinny and then just got tubby. Anyway, I'm 5'6" and always seem to get extra legroom seats in domestic flights. That's frustrating, Mark. What was great though, back in the day, I used to be able to get the exit seats without any extra fee before airlines really started going hardcore. They would look at me. One what do they call, check-in counter person was like, "Whoa, you're pretty tall. Do you want the exit seat? Because it's a bit bigger." And I was like, "I didn't know that was a thing. I will gladly take it." Now, that's a premium seat. The Blues have just kicked the penalty. It's 3 points to 0. Oops, no, that's the wrong game. We got to edit it before we push show. Rebels 0-3 Blues. Let's add that. Let's boomfer that on here and change the color to, let's go with blue. A kick a goal, I know, it is amazing. Handbags in the Munster game. Good to know. Keep us updated with what's going on there. Supersport's still showing that one. Blues actually opt for 3. All ball down Rebels end. 3-0. I'm 192 and get grannies and granddads asking me to get stuff for them at Superbank all the time. Yeah, Matthew, I'm 194 and I get it relatively, not regularly, but I get it sometimes. I think my face is a little bit like go away sometimes. But, yeah. Do we drink every weekend? Oh, I drink when I'm watching the rugby. Sometimes I have a drink with dinner, but not all the time. They're going to reset that scrum. So gutted for the Brumbies. I know. How many likes? I don't know. I can't actually see them. We got 74 people in, but I can't see them. Or 71 now. Can't see the likes. Am I going to watch the Force versus the Chiefs, Cora? I'm going to try, but we'll see how I'm feeling in a couple of hours. I may not have the endurance for that one. We'll see. I just got that call from the commentary team as well, Mark. Interesting. I'm only 172 and get grannies asking me to get top shelf stuff. What? Maybe there's in it for the conversation. 20, 25, 27. There you go. Definitely like it. Oh, and the Rebels are going to opt for a penalty as well. This game may have a real different feeling. You might get burnout in week 3, Cora. I know. It might be a bit ambitious. I used to think 2 streams in a row was horrendously tough back in the 2019 World Cup. Now I'm kind of used to it. 2 is almost standard. Rebels. Scrum penalty. It's 3 points apiece. Stormers versus the Lions is on in an hour and a bit. Oh, man. Unfortunately, because I'm watching on my TV, I can't do 2 games at the same time. If I was on my laptop watching, I could. But you guys are on my laptop. Love Mum's 162. That's... You're a little bit shorter than my wife, but not much. You're in the same ballpark. Get yourself some chocolate, sugar rush your way through the 3rd game. Well, I do have children, so I do have chocolate in the cupboard tonight. I got Freddos. Is that a New Zealand thing, or does everywhere have Freddos? No, that'll be Australian as well. Big kick from Zahn Sullivan there. huge. He's got a big boot on him. It's good to see him at 15. He's a young fella. He's only had a couple of games. This is maybe his second. Good kick. More of that, please. Could use your phone to watch the Stormers match. Daramundi, as far as I'm aware, if I log into a second device to watch the Sky app, then that device will stop playing. I have not tested. I know on the PC you can just open 2 browser windows and it doesn't care because you're on the same device. You do Fredo here, not Fredo? What? Come on, Blues. 12 minutes in. We are in the Rebels 22. Defense for the Rebels is holding so far. And of course, knocked it on. Hey. No Freddos in Australia. Okay, must be a New Zealand thing. Liam just said the Rugby Pass app is crap and they need to invest in it. He does this stuff for a living. Yes, actually, April, I used the Rugby Pass service when I was in China. On my browser was okay, but their app was horrendous. I didn't use it. I gave up on it. Finally found a non-Super Sport stream. Kind of attempted to keep the Super Sport one to see if they ever switch over. Is it listed as being shown on their website? Don't use the Rugby Pass app, but their website streaming has been fine. Naked Ref, exact same experience for me. Their website's fine, but their app's terrible. Yeah, you're succeeding, Craig. I've got no idea. Is there Freddo's? Freddo, I've got a packet here somewhere. Freddo. The little chocolate froggy. You guys must have Freddo somewhere in the world, right? It's Cadbury. Freddo. Cadbury's universal, surely. Freddos are in Australia. I thought it had to be. Surely. Universal. Jason, we're at 13:40. Scrum time in the Rebels 22. It's messy. They're going to reset the sucker. Just what we wanted. Bowden Barrett for the NFL, not a chance. Not a chance. I'll do a live stream of an NFL game if he ever goes to the NFL. Freddos, you have them here. I figured. It's Cadbury, so it has to be universal, right? Absolutely. Yeah, the blue scrum Hikumate is not doing the best. It's been messy. Cadbury's in trouble with my mum. Flishin, she never forgave Cadbury for shutting down the chocolate factory. They used to have a chocolate factory down here in Dunedin. They used to make all of the, I guess, this kind of chocolate, like the little mini or specialty chocolate bars. Anything that wasn't a block of chocolate they made here. And anything that was a block of chocolate they made in Australia, and they just used to send them across to each other. So we would buy Aussie chocolate, they would buy New Zealand chocolate, just depending on what you were buying. And they did just like a tour. You could go around the factory. We did the tour. Me and my wife, my dad, my mum, we went on a trip to Dunedin together. Went and saw the Highlanders play the Blues. This is before the YouTube channel. Yeah, she loved it. She bought the umbrella from the Cadbury factory. She was invested in that Cadbury, and then they decided to close down the factory. And on my mum's bad side, Bodie would die in the NFL. He'd score 3 touchdowns in one game and then spend the rest of life in the hospital ward. April Tui, the Blues scrum's been a bit of a mixed bag. We got on top of the Crusaders for a while at Eden Park, and then we were getting under the pump, so it's not been consistent. Seeing as Tuinukuafe, Tuangafasi, Hodgman, all these guys are All Blacks, we should be doing a lot better. Why did they close it down? I think just economic reasons, Jamie. Maybe it wasn't. I think it was just cheaper to make it over in Australia. So now it's all made in Australia. Yeah, a lot of people lost jobs. It was pretty sad. But that's the same thing with any when there's like a meatworks or a factory or a smelter or whatever it is. As soon as it gets shut down, a big place like that, you lose heaps of jobs. Scrum penalty to the Blues this time, and Oteri Black's lining up the shot, and he boomfas that one over. So the Blues are back in front. It's 3 points to 6. Funny to see the Highlanders sitting at the top of the table, Cora. Yeah, still early days, but they'll be loving it despite having no chocolate factory anymore. Not a single watch up, Alaran. You are correct. There's not been that much to watch up for thus far. But the Rebels have just won a turnover after the kickoff, so they'll have a chance. They'll have a chance. Fun fact, I live near a Mars factory. Chocolate. Is it called a Mars factory? Who makes Mars? Mars is good. Is this going to be a trialist game? Surely not, Novmum. HP Source did that here, moved it all to Holland, so we bought another local brand and then they bought them out. No way. Did I see DK Metcalf from the NFL run 100 meters? He's 1.94 m, 107 kilos, and he ran at 10.36. That is flying. The Blues have won another scrum penalty, so maybe the Blues scrum is starting to get on top after 18 minutes. Where's the tries at, Anthony? Yeah, they're still in Sydney, I guess. Nathan, mate, we are at 18:40. Blues have just kicked for touch after a scrum penalty. So they'll have a crack in the Rebels half. April lived near the Tui Brewery. True. Whiskey factory in Dublin as well. Guinness factory. I used to live near the Sanitarium who make the Weet-Bix, their factory. So every now and again you get, it's not very aromatic smelling the Weet-Bix being cooked. Whatever it is. Oh man, the Blues have knocked it on again, but we had advantage for an offside, so we will take a penalty and it'll be 9-3. What do we reckon? Supersport does have the game listed. They have a bunch of channels though, so I speculate the game might be showing elsewhere. Not too sure. Okay. Rico does have Butterfingers, man. What's going on? Too much chocolate. Yeast, yeah, maybe it's the yeast, Cora. I'm not sure, but it doesn't smell the best. You near the BMW Mini factory. Oh, wow, this time the Blues are opting for touch. No more penalties. Blenheim has a Tux Dog Biscuits factory, and that was horrible. I can imagine. Sorry, Isaac, about the Weet-Bix. I'll have to have Weet-Bix for breakfast tomorrow. What are your thoughts for the higher ups getting rid of some of the rules for Super Rugby Trans-Tasman? Would have been interesting to see some 50-22s, Dave. To be honest, I'm just glad they got rid of the bloody Captain's Challenge, because that one was proper grinding my gears. Like, for as many good ones as we saw, I feel like there was 2 or 3 rubbish ones, which was just wasting everybody's time. So, yeah. 50-22s, I wasn't sold on them from the Aussie comp, but I didn't think they were a huge detriment. Blues have got advantage. They had a maul, which got pulled down about a metre out. There's going to be a warning here, surely, for the Rebels. What do the Blues do here? Keep turning the screws? Surely you don't ease off now. Keep it going. Come on. What's the plan? Yep, going for touch again. 50-22 just barely happened. Yeah, exactly, Starlio. There didn't seem to be a real event. Like, whereas Captain's Challenges... Right, is this going to pay off? The Blues going for touch twice. No, it's not, because they have mucked up the line out. Contested well by the Rebels on their own 5 metre line, and they managed to win the bloody thing. Well done. Not everybody contests on their own line. Brave. Good. Opinion on Silver Lake versus the players thing. I don't really know, Corey. It's all a bit financial for me, but it does seem dodgy as. It does seem dodgy. Just because New Zealand Rugby seem to be very close-minded that this is the only deal they will take. How does Rico what? I need a translation. Captain's Challenge takes up so much time. Indeed. That's what ground my gear so much about it. I really think your team, the Blues, are missing a leader at 10. Barrett was instrumental bringing the Blues up. Now they struggle to score. He played at 15 mostly for the Blues last year. He played a couple of games at 10, mostly at 15. But I do feel like he was adding a bit of value. I did read that one April Tui about David Kirk's thing. So it seems like they've got the coin. There's another offer with some money. But New Zealand Rugby just seemed dead set like, nah, that money's not the right money. We want Silver Lake's money. That seems dodgy as to me. I don't know. New Zealand Rugby don't seem to respect the players. Yeah, I don't really get it. That Brent Impey seems a bit condescending. Anyway. Blues line out. 23 minutes, 50 seconds. We're still in the Rebels half. Shall we look up the territory stats? I don't think it's going to make very good reading for the Rebels. It's been very blue. Also, Moana Pacifica. I'm still optimistic about that one. Man, Rebels have conceded a ton of penalties in a row. Bringing up their stats. Possession, 59-40. Territory is 83. How does 83-16 work? Shouldn't it be 83-17? That doesn't make 100. Okay, it's 83-16. 1% of the time the ball is just buggered off. Nobody knows where it is. "25 minutes. The Blues opt for 3 at last. So we are 9 points to 3 into this one. Nathan, you missed my jokes. If I told jokes in my videos, it's usually because I do my videos in one take and something happened and I made a joke out of it instead of starting the video again. Yeah, the ball buggered off, Carol. I've got no other solution for you. Got nothing else. The idea of getting more ball and play time. Well, league has lots of ball and play time, but it still stop-start, just one hit up. That's a fair call. So a lot of the reasoning behind these these law changes, yeah, they want to get more ball and play time. That's correct. I'm not sure if they've got entirely the right idea personally, but because anytime you change something, there's always an unintended consequence, which is the main thing. Like the point of the captain's challenges was to right the wrongs when the officials legitimately missed something, but the players started using it as a chance to just kind of get out of jail if something was going wrong. So maybe like a last chance ditch effort to throw. So anyway, law and unintended consequence. Any idea when the provincial timetable comes out? I'm not sure, Cora. My old man told me the international stuff is fully out yet, but I hadn't actually seen it. Like for the All Blacks, anyway. Like he told me the Italy games are officially off, but I've only seen the rumours. I haven't seen it officially confirmed. Believe it or not, the Rebels were actually in the Blues half for a very short time, but now they're back down the other end. The Rebels are still determined to run it up their own half, and that's worked out because there's a tip tackle and they've won a penalty, so they're going to be in the Blues half. I thought I saw the games were officially off somewhere. Starley, I thought so as well, but everyone I found when I looked was rumours reportedly off. Going to play the Pacific teams, but my old man was adamant. No, they're definitely cancelled. So I don't want to call him a liar. I'm not sure. Right, Craig and Isaac hit me with the first watch up of the game. And we're what, 28 minutes in. Rebels with the line out, pretty much on the halfway line. What are we looking for here? They're mauling it. They've gotten into the Blues half. It's just slowly trucking up. Where's the ball? It's at the back of that maul. That maul's doing really good work. 10-metre line. Remember, they started in their own half. Massive. Powell is going to fling it left. Oh, no. No. Bryce Heem. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Okay. Unbelievable. Bryce Heem's just scored a try for the Blues. Loose ball from the Rebels. Back of the maul. The maul was glorious. It went like 20 metres. Powell spun it wide, and then Tamua's tried to tip past it. It went to the ground. Bryce Heem picks it up, beats the defender, and just puts the gas down too quick for Joey Powell. And he's over. The old boy. I didn't know he had that much gas. Exactly. That was a good watch up because it was the Rebels who had the ball. You thought it was the Rebels who were going to score. Whoa, what do I mean no try? What's going on? What's going on? The chicken Rico's hit on Tamua? Did he knock it on? Does it come off Rico's arm? Knock on in the tackle? It's off Rico's shoulder. Lucky. Lucky. I mean, it would have been a lucky try for the Blues anyway. I mean, good line speed, but... Okay. I don't think that evidence was super clear either, Jamie, but that's just probably me with my Blues goggles on. But he says it's come off the shoulder, so we'll take it. No way it was that clear and obvious, naked ref. Yeah, I thought it looked inconclusive enough to go with the on-field decision, but anyway. Go with the knock-on. Yeah, shoulder. I don't know. Yeah, the commentators also don't know. Would you ever consider doing a joint video link with G-Man? We've done it once before, Wayne, and I'm trying to sort it out for a second time, but I owe G-Man an email. I owe him an email. He kindly replied to me, but I haven't followed up yet. What a scrum from the Blues. Unbelievable. They are all over the Rebels. That was just on wheels. Little piece of justice. Yeah, they must have been angry, that Blues pack there. Cora said monstered, and she was right. How nervous are you that the Blues will be the only New Zealand team to lose? Owen, I would be quite used to it. I say that as we are 6 points in front. If it actually happened, I'd probably be pretty peed. You support the Blues, but do you have a ranking system for the other New Zealand teams who you would like to support next? Yeah, it varies. I actually did a video on it once, but I can't now remember who I ranked as my next favourite New Zealand team. Sean Sullivan's going to have a very long shot at goal here. He does have a decent boot on him, so he might get it. Did I see Kieran Reid announce his retirement? No, I didn't. Because his Japanese team's out now? Whoa. Sullivan's kick is a good one. Good kick. Yep. Damn, yeah, he did it the other week, but he gets the ball a bit too high, so it tends to lose a bit of steam as it gets towards the post. He missed one similar distance in the game against the Chiefs when we played them in our last game. Awesome kick is right, Craig, and Reid deserves a rest. He does. Kieran Reid deserves a break. Highlanders, Chiefs, Hurricanes, then Satyrs. That would make sense. Highlanders are generally the only other underdog team. And the Chiefs are my local team, apart from the Blues. They did have the wood over us for a very long time, though, but I've kind of softened on them a wee bit since we were able to beat them in recent years. Best and worst players. At the moment for the Blues, it's probably Papali'i, and he's the only guy who's been in really good form, but he's not even playing in this one. Rebels are getting they're not doing very well in the referees' books. They're getting smashed. Missed touch though, the Blues. Owen Franks is going to play for the Canes. Apparently, he signed on for a year. He's not had enough rugby. A lot of the guys like to come back to New Zealand and do that one last year. The commentator has the weirdest pronunciation. Korabeti, he pronounces Korabetia. I think if it's Sean Maloney, I think he asked him how he should pronounce it, and he's trying to do whatever the correct pronunciation is. Has to be Benji Marshall for the worst, considering the hype. Oh, that was a travesty. Don't remind me of that. We haven't had any tries yet, but I would say the Blues have been miles better. They've been dominant, but not great. The handling's been poor. Come on, Mark. He says, Randy, this game's boring. Well, thoughts on Ritz crackers? I don't mind Ritz crackers. They're alright. Campbell Magnage has had a wee line break, so that's getting a bit exciting. Meal Mates. Have you guys tried Meal Mates? Meal Mates are alright. Put a bit of something on top. That pass looked forward. Tim Tams. Have you ever eaten Tim Tams where you bite the ends off and use the Tim Tam as a straw for some kind of sweet drink you're having? That's it's like a indulgent way. It's like a sickening way to eat them, but it's surprisingly good. Commentators will be confused when the Lions play the Emirates Lions. This is true. Maybe they'll just call them the Emirates Lions. Look up, this is good work, says Isaac. Alright, line out time. 5 metres out. Rebels attacking. First real try scoring chance of the game, surely. Maul time. Blues defence is holding. Teddy Black's got his hands up for some reason. So Tutu has sacked it as they peeled off the back, and it's a good bit of Maul defence. Very nice. Nobum's going to have some carrot stick with onion dip. Rugby Gigs, the Wi-Fi's playing up. How's the game so far? It's not been the most enthralling. It's all penalties, but neither was the Crusaders game in the first half, so yeah. Have eaten at McDonald's? Yes. West Side eats Tim Tams in your Jim Jams. I'm West Side too now, man. I should be called something West Sense Rugby. West Side Rugby. I don't know. This time, surely. That's got to be a try. If it's a penalty, it's going to be a card. Oh no, is it going to be Choate? Yeah, it's Choate. Does the Blues implosion begin now? Come on, man, ref. The Blues had heaps of penalties down the other end. Nobody went to the bin. Okay. Maybe just cynical rather than number of penalties. It's a real struggle trying to stay awake with the slow starts of the game. The last ending. Yes, the last game ends at a pretty awful time. Right, the Blues have got out of jail though, because from the resulting touch kick, the Blues won the line out. And then a penalty. Happy days, we're getting out of jail. Wayne, how's YouTube live treating? The fam looks okay from here. Oh man, it's going alright, man. Yeah, I'm being fairly cautious with my spending, but I'm able to do the pick up and drop off with the kids, so that's cool. Still crank out the YouTube videos, that's good. Heaps of people signed up on Patreons, that's good. So not out on the street, not having to spend all that redundancy money I got. Just, it's doing good. It's really good not having to put the kids into after school care, because if I was working, I would have to put my son into after school care. My daughter would be into daycare until like 5:30. Now it's like I get to pick her up at 3. My son finishes 2:45, take him home. It's good. Just means my day without the kids at home is very short. The kids love having me around. My son always wants to play, and I feel bad sometimes when I'm like, I can't play right now. He's always like, come play Transformers, come play with these toys. Can we go ride our bikes? Stuff. So I try to play with them as much as I can. But I'm sure they love coming home instead of having to go into care, like I said. Isaac says this is back and forth but not on the scoreboard. Yeah, that's a fair summary. That the Blues dominated the first like half an hour, but the last 10 minutes has all been the Rebels. Do they have Ko-Fifi in New Zealand? What is that stuff? Never heard of it. It's amazing how fast the time goes. 1 minute, 9 a.m. Honestly, Nov Mum, I cannot state how scary it is how quickly the time goes. Drop my kids, get home at 9, and then by 2 something, I have to leave to pick them up. Like, I'm sitting here in the morning, I start looking at some stats, I watch a game, it's 12 o'clock. Holy crap, half the day's gone. Anyway. Nathan Caleb Clark has gone for the Sevens program, so he's not in the team at the moment. Craig says, watch up. Isaac says, look up. All right, the Blues have got a man down, remember? The clock's in the red, the hoot is gone. They're passing it to grass, are the Blues. Cross kick from midfielder. Oh, what's his name? It's not that late. It's only the second game mark, not the third one. Not Plummer. The other guy. Starts with a T. Oh my goodness. The Blues have actually scored a try. What a try. What a try. Robinson. Out on the left wing. Oh, they're going to TMO it though. Dave Jordan. Where's the Vailima? Oh man, the Vailima. That stuff's brutal. I will get some, eh? Thank you, man. I swear, one bottle of Vailima just knocks my socks off. Anyway, next time we're doing a 1-game night, then I'll get on the Vailima. They sell it at my local, so I will get some. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Vailima. It's been a long time. Cherish the moments, won't be long till they're embarrassed to be seen with you. I'm still embarrassed. I'm the embarrassing dad flossing in the playground. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've heard that from loads of people that play with your kids now because they're not going to want to play with you later, and you'll regret it if you don't. And I understand. I'm trying my best to not snub them and to play with them. I play with them all the time, I like to think. Elof's being looked at for a no-arms tackle in this one. I think he will be in trouble. Just a penalty. My grandson comes here every Friday, and I have to ban him from PlayStation and drag him to the park for a kickabout. Poor kid. Fancy not having that. I think they just dropped the old titty and used the black. Old titty is not even a hard name to say. Okay. My dad calls him O Terry. Like there's a guy who's named Terry, and he says, "Oh, Terry, what are you doing here?" I mean, yeah, my dad's pronunciation of any language, including English, is not the best, let alone something of Maori origin, but yeah, at least he gives it a crack. Right, let's add that Blues try to the board. We've got one try. It's not been enthralling, but it's good to see the Rebels actually did put on a bit of a period of pressure for a while. Blues deserve the lead though, James. Yeah, they had the dominant period for like 3/4 of the match for sure. My dad is old school. Yeah, I mean, he could try harder, but he's the old dog. He's got no new tricks in him, I don't think. Oh, here's Dan from Chemist Warehouse. Dan Carter. That trivia question is the same bloody one we had the other day. It was Floyd Landis. I'm getting repeat questions in these bottles. It's a joke. I'll get another one because that one's almost done. Right, this time not Floyd Landis. Not Muhammad Ali. We've had repeats of both of those. Alright, let's go. It's okay if your dad doesn't get it, he tries, that's what's important. He didn't grow up learning it at school, so that's true, yeah. Yeah. It's one thing I like about my dad is he is, for the most part, genuinely one of the nicest people ever. He will talk to anyone quite happily because he just loves talking. If you've got ears, he wants to talk to you. Okay. Trivia time. It's a pretty easy one. I didn't know this, but I would have guessed it. I definitely would have guessed it. This Street Fighter character, E. Honda, comes from which country? Random question. Japan. Japan, says Scooter, says Jason. Too easy. Theft's got it, Japan. Nice Food's got it, Japan. Sebastian's got it, Japan. Matthew's got it, Japan. Yeah, Japan. Jason loves some Street Fighter. I just know back, forward punch is Sonic Boom with Guile, right? Just spam that. I was never very good at it. So sweet you can say that about your dad. He does seem a good sort. Yeah, for the most part, honestly, like, Big Will, happy with the Blues. Dominant Big Will, mate. Dominant. Not that flash, but dominant. Yeah, my dad, he's, yeah, genuinely just very good. My mum, what did my wife say? She said that, like, it was good when she first came to New Zealand. We came on holiday when I was back living in China. We stayed with my parents, and like my dad would tell her a story, and she would get like 20% of it, like, what the hell is he going on about? His accent's a lot heavier. She had not been in New Zealand long. Her English was okay back then, but it's gotten a lot better. And then, like she said, it's good because then the next day he'll tell me the same story and I'll get 50% of it. And then a week later he'll tell me the same story and I'll finally know, that's what he was talking about. So, anyway. Big Carl's killing it at the scrums, Big Will. Yeah, man, scrum time, we're flipping all over the Rebels pack. They are struggling. I kind of wanted us to turn the screws a wee bit, but I guess when we did that, we mucked up that line out. So there you go. Zangief is the bomb. I don't know if I ever used Zangief. Got to tell the bus story in China again. One of these days, I'll tell the bus story again. Most of you guys have heard it. Mustache adds 50% extra power. It's going to be 5 from 5 for the Kiwis. It's going to be all on the force. What do you reckon? Shall we check out these halftime stats, see how these Blues have been doing? Let's have a look. ESPN for the halftime stats. Possession finishes 49-51 to the Blues. Territory 40-60. Remember, it was 83 at one point to the Blues. Knock-ons. The Blues are dominant. I love the Blues. They've knocked on 4 times as much as those Rebels. 4-1. Run meters 95-180. And what else have we got? Turnovers conceded. This includes knock-ons. 2-7. Blues dominant. Absolutely dominant. Penalties conceded. It's 9-7. That's pretty high. Fingers, eyes, and toes crossed for the Blues in the second half. I mean, they could implode, mate, but surely not. Surely not. Grant says, go the Blues. Go the Blues indeed. They got to get a win, man. Come on. Force will upset the Chiefs. It's a sellout, or is it a sellout? One of my mates has been coming... Oh, he's coming around later from New Zealand, and he's been over for years, and we keep telling him his accent is gone and he hates it. I feel like the New Zealand accent's one that can get adjusted by its surroundings a fair bit. I'm not sure. It depends on the individual. Did I have a chance to try a long dong yet? Not yet. Not yet. It's a tricky one to find, Big Will, mate, because if you Google it, you find all kinds of other stuff. You just want to import some beer. There was one beer importer that used to sell it here. I found it on their website as no longer in stock, but that was it. Yes. Yes. But actually, hold on 2 seconds. I'll give you guys a quick look at something. Hold on. There's a company here which does stuff like t-shirts and cups and stuff like that. And the guy, he's a designer, and he presses his own stuff. He does a lot of it himself. He said he wants to do me some merch, so I went to meet him the other day, and he did a design. So he made this. You guys are the first ones to see this. It says, if you can't see it, 2 cents rugby, long dong. And then it's not what you think. Because it's really not what you think. You think long dong, you think something else. So he whipped that one up. That's like a sample he did for me for a potential design. And he's got my face on the other side. But there you go. I thought that was pretty cool. Feels nice. Well, I saw him. He literally like put a piece of paper on and like heat pressed it and did it all. It came out. It came out like freaking boiling hot, you know, crazy. So, like, I can't do any design stuff. That guy, he's done a few designs. Some of them are pretty funny. So, yeah. That's all from you, Grant. That's from you. Grant started this. If you guys have no idea what we're talking about, it's because Grant told us that's the popular beer in Taiwan. It's not. It's not what you think, right? It's a beer. So anyway, I'll have to see if he can get me to make up some of these and we can sell them. I reckon they're funny. Anyway, something we're working on in the off time. You know exactly what you did, Grant. You know exactly what you did. Anyway. 2 cents merch. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Beer holder. Okay. I'll ask the guy from that company if they can do beer holders. I went out to his little factory. Beer holder. The coffee, he did the coffee mug because he's able to do that on site. Grant's a legend, exactly. Grant started it all. Beer holders, alright. Beer holders. Beer holders on the list. Coasters, true. Coasters are easy to post. Things have gone quiet at AMI Park. Koozies, is that like a beer thing to keep it cold? Spencer, I blame Spencer. You mean Carlos? Surely not the king. A beer holder. Yeah, I think that's probably it. What sports other than rugby? I used to follow football, soccer for a while, but I haven't really followed it with any detail for a long time now. Ice hockey a wee bit, but this year I've kind of gone off it a bit with COVID. But yeah, hats and t-shirts. Oh, Spencer's the boss who made the beer. Ah, that's his fault. You're denying all responsibility for this, Grant. An American dude in Taiwan who started the brewery. Okay. I really think you should start a liquor company. There must be some kind of licensing and stuff that's involved with liquor. That's the only thing. But anyway. Cheap foam insulator for cans and bottles like a beer sweater. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Shonic, mate. Absolutely. 2 cents merch is a strong possibility for you. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine it'd be a massive thing, but it'd be nice to have a little small operation between me and that guy because I know him, I can trust him. Like I went out to his place, he showed me all the stuff he does. Like I literally saw him press it by hand, so I know it's not rubbish. You know what I mean? Like if you get something online, could be good, could be rubbish. Anyway. Make your own 2 cents beer, indeed. Grant claims immunity. Alright, we'll grant it to you, but anyway. You started it. Even if it wasn't your fault, you brought it to the community. What can I say? $0.02 per bottle. If I was brewing 2 cents for 2 cents a bottle, that I might have to change my YouTube channel name to like $5 rugby. Beer cozy. Yeah, I'm thinking, Matthew, those beer holders do have different names, eh? I'm trying to think what's the universal name for them. I don't think there is one. Johnny Danger made his own beer. Now, this is maybe my age talking. Who's Johnny Danger? Who's Johnny Danger? How is the second half not started yet? Am I missing something? Guys want to go? Bethany Frankel started a liquor company with nothing and sold it for $100 million. What? New Zealand stuntman. Is this the Wakachangi beer? With those guys from... What radio station is that? Because I have tried that one. A Kiwi YouTuber, okay. You should at least have pineapple flavoured beer if you do it. Me and the pineapple thing is going to be an inseparable couple, isn't it? Pineapple themed everything. It's been long advertising. James, yeah, I'm still watching ads. Like at least some stats from the half or something. Second half started. What? Hung off the top of a taxi driving over the harbour bridge. Jason, I have no idea. When did this happen? Was it pre-27? No, what year did I come back to New Zealand? 2014? Right, I've just switched back to the game now. They've finally just put coverage back on the game. Craig says underway. Right, I haven't quite got it underway yet, but it can't be far away. Remember, Blues are still down a man for the next 5 minutes. Isaac's already 1 minute in. I am 15 seconds into the second half. Pincus, he hasn't had much ball in this one, surely. This is like Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. There's always a lot of seagulls at that ground. It is true. I've never seen that movie. I haven't seen many classics. I've seen Citizen Kane. That's about it. Like in terms of really old classics. When is the magpie swooping season in Australia? It's whenever they've got their babies. Isn't it like spring? They do it here as well. I was going to swear, but they're not very nice birds sometimes. No such thing as a seagull. Grant, what are you trying to do to my mind here, man? Magpies are crazy birds and vindictive. Interestingly, there's a little park down the road from me here. And there were some magpies that came over to kind of bother us. So me and my kids kind of chased them away. But then the neighbor, whose house is next to the park, said, no, don't chase them. They're nice. And he feeds them. He feeds them by hand. They love him. They like know him. They're almost like pets, but they live obviously in the wild. But they're right next to his house. They nest right next to his house. He calls them Maggie and Mag. Or Meg, I can't remember. There are many kinds of gulls, but none of them are called seagulls. Come on. Black-backed gull. Actually, you might be right. I thought you were an earth science guy, not a seagull guy. The rebels. Anyway. Grant dabbles in gulls when he's not doing earth sciences and newspaper stuff. The plot thickens. The Blues just got a free out basically from the Rebels mucking up that attack and play. So, yeah, the yellow card clock still ticking down, doing alright. It's true about seagulls. For some strange reason, we call them seagulls. They're gulls that live near the sea, I suppose. Lots of bats near you. Yes, actually, Matthew, I noticed that when I moved to China. All those late night birds that kept coming out when I saw them fly straight over my head actually turned out to be bloody bats. But never on the menu. I never saw any bats on the menu, that's for sure. Christy puts in a little grubber for Haim. Haim's looking sharp, the old boy. Magpie Pie, Bats Drive Wayne Batty. There you go. Bats in Wuhan, eh? Honestly, Theft Mate, I did see bats in Wuhan, and I saw a lot of crazy stuff on people's restaurant menus. Dog, snake, what else? Peacock. I never, like, that's exotic restaurants, man. That's not like everyday restaurants. But I never saw bat. Isaac says yellow card is over. It's still got 25 seconds on Wawa. We're going to set one more scrum. Magpie nest next door. The only birds that keep the cat at bay. April 2, I lived in a small town in Hubei before I lived in Wuhan, and there were a lot more bats in the small town than in the big city, to be honest. But yeah, there's a few bats once you get away from the main part of the city. Pretty common. Reset the scrum, of course. The wife's cat is a bloody killer. Wasn't that why you keep it round? Keep the vermin at bay? Matthew says watch. Well, it's scrum time. Blues are in decent field position. We've still got our man in the bin, but next stoppage he'll be back on. Ball way out wide to AJ Lamb. It gets taken. Christie still likes to take a moment and take a wee look. That ball's a bit quicker. Man, if the Blues can score 2 tries during the time when they had a man down, that's pretty atrocious for the Rebels. Is that a try? That's a 2-2? We'll have to have a check. Have to have a check. Bats freak you out, bro. Freak you out, April Tui. Yeah, I honestly thought they were birds. I just used to see them flying around at like dusk. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Heaps of birds. What are birds? Never really thought about it. And then one literally flew right over my head with sunlight gleaming off it, and I could see like the bat signal, and I was like, oh my god, it's a bat. That was months into my time in China. I felt pretty stupid. So Tutu may have scored here. Michael Wells may have held him short. CMO's having a look. He looks short there. And Wells' arm looks under the ball. It probably gets to the ground eventually, but it looks like the initial grounding is held up. Yeah, I'm definitely not Batman. Definitely not. Okay, it is a try. Well done, Blues, man, to score twice with a man down. Amazing. Game's starting to warm up. Yeah, it's going all right, isn't it? It's looking a bit healthier for the Blues, but the scoreline for the game is looking a bit... It's looking a bit yuck, isn't it? The Rebels need to do something. $24 points to 3. Problem seems the Rebels don't look like they can score a try. Yeah, the Rebels haven't had much about them offensively, eh? Looking like a clean sweep, Jason. I agree. You'd be pretty brave, but I mean, did we back the force? Don't know. Unless the Chiefs and Force put on a really good first 5 minutes, you have to bet after this one says theft. I will definitely commit to starting the last one. Whether I get 2 hours through remains another question. We'll see. Time for the Rebels to fight back or be stuffed. Yeah, Sammy, mate. 24-3 at home is a pretty bad look against the Blues. So, something else needs to happen. The Force could cause some issues down Monday, but if I was putting money on it, I would probably be putting it the Chiefs' way. But, like I said, maybe the Chiefs are hungover. Apparently there was an incident at the hotel down there. They're not sure if it was Chiefs players or the fans. But long flight to Perth. The guys from Perth have had an extra bit of rest, so you never know. April Tui, I am up to 49-25 right about now. Blues scrum. Gonna be reset. If we had $1 for every time the scrums were reset in the last 2 games, you'd have a few dollars. For Kiwi side's clean sweep this Sunday, papers on both sides of the trench could make good reading. Definitely would have been better for the comp if an Aussie side gets a win, but this game's not over, although it's 24-3, and next game hasn't started, so we will see. Yeah, the jet lag on the Chiefs, Simon, could be interesting. Plus the hangover, potentially. Plus slightly altered lineup. Plus extra rest for the Force. Who knows? The Force game's not being shown on Aussie TV. That's madness. What about on Stan? Like the app. The Blue Scrum is the main one, eh? It's just getting all kinds of pay for them. Isaac's at 52. Goodness me, I'm at a minute and 10 seconds behind you. Start sugar loading. What have I got? I can't just eat all the chockies from the kids, eh? That wouldn't be right. Troy looked held up. I wouldn't have said it was clear and obviously grounded, eh? But, don't know. It's on Stan. That makes sense. Stan's got the rights to it, so they should show everything. Such a bugger trying to wake up for the games in the UK, Morgan. I'm trying to stay up. There's still another one after this one. It's already 10 past 11. But I know the feeling. Craig says, watch up. Alright, Blues are 5 metres out. This looks ominous for the Rebels. I think this could be Fat Lady singing. So Tutu wins the line out. Eklund's got it at the back. Oh, they've dropped it. Oh, man. The Blues should have scored there. How did they not? Unbelievable. Ruby still remembers Liam eating a chocolate pumpkin from her Halloween haul when she was 4 or 5 and it was on her birthday, so no, don't eat the kids' chockies. Yeah, I don't think they would appreciate it. I don't think they would appreciate it. Kids are funny like that, eh? My son, like your daughter April too, remembers some random stuff that we haven't talked about for ages. I can't think of any examples, but yeah, he just comes out with it. Jason really wants to see Bryce Heem go over the whitewash. He'll get there, surely. How did the Blues not score? It's a good question. Well, I guess because it's the Blues. Second attempt, we got a knock on, but we're going back for a penalty. So the Blues will have a third chance. Kids have memories like elephants. I know, you got to be very careful. My son actually told me today, when he was giving my wife stick about something, I gave him some more context in the situation. He's like, I wasn't talking to you, Dad. I could have thrown him out the car, but I didn't. I told him not to be rude. Anyway. Is everybody else in the house asleep? They are by now. My missus might be in there playing her phone, but probably not. She's probably asleep. Your daughter's never forgiven you for giving her black pudding as for breakfast. Flesh in, you're an evil man. I'll give my son black pudding next time he says he's not talking to me. Whoa, watch up. I'm watching up. It's a messy one. Akira Iwane is just short of the line. The Blues have to score here. Come on. Held up. Oh. TMO is busy. Is that a try? That's got to be on the line. I think that's clearer than the other one, surely. Okay, well apparently that one's short. So I think we're even now because I think that one probably looked like it hit the line, but the other one I thought was held up. So we'll call it even. Craig says, watch up this time. How many times are we going to watch up? Nice Food says, look up. Jason's getting hungry. How did you not get incredibly overweight, Jason, with all that bakery food, man? Blues, massive scrum. It's going to be a penalty try, surely. They're just going to walk over the line. So Tutu, he's gone over. There you go. This is totally just built off that scrum. Raw power is right. Nathan. Jason says, I was a fat child. Okay, your parents did feed you that bakery food. Damn. Biggest performance from the New Zealand club, South Hawks. Interestingly, like the Blues have pretty much kept the Rebels without firing any shots, eh? Like very little players have been down the Blues end. Anyway, what's up with all the gulls? Cora, apparently they're not called seagulls. They're just gulls. But yeah, I don't know. They're always at AME Park for some reason. Dave Vessels is probably feeling pretty good about quitting as Rebels coach after all this. Well, Teddy Black's got that one over. It's 31 points to 3. Man. How's the new house going? I found all the noises here. Isaac, yeah, I'm pretty familiar with it now, I think. I did invest in a draft stopper on the door to try and stop some of the sound that travels down the hall to the kids' bedrooms, because my son's room's right there. I found the noise travels really, really far, so hopefully that helps a little bit. There's nothing really creeping me out about the noises around the house anymore, so it's good. Still the odd bloody cockroach out on the deck, occasional one inside the house. My missus is on for me to find them and kill them, so yeah, we'll see. Rebels are only 4 converted tries behind now. 4 scores and you're in. Do I think the Force can beat the Chiefs? I mean, stranger things have happened. But, yeah. Mac is a massive cockroach on the wall. Yeah, it's just chilling out. That one's named Freddy. Watch up, says Craig. Surely not again. Be a rebel score at this point. Oh, Rico just put the hammer down. Christie. Zahn Sullivan. Man, the Rebels are back on their own goal line again. Didn't take long. Harry Plummer's come on too. Fane, that's the guy. TJ. Couldn't remember his name to save my life earlier. Oh, but the Rebels have got out of jail. High tackle. Oh, crazy. No sport at the MCG today. The Seagulls need to get their chips from somewhere, and this is the place. There you go. Blues are likely to win this in another drubbing. Yeah, the Highlanders scored 40. The Waratahs got pumped for 60. The Blues are already in the 30s. What did the Crusaders score? 20... 31. Watch up, look up, watch out. Plummer, the Rebels have a real chance now. Oh man, what's going to happen? Samoa's just put up and under. Ooh, Finlay Christie's just taken a big fall. Blues have got no halfback at the moment, but there he is. Can't have been too bad. Kaoli Tuioti has just burst into space. I honestly could have sworn I saw him at the supermarket the other day, but probably wasn't him. Akira is going to go over for a try. This is getting embarrassing, folks. This is getting embarrassing. Yeah. Darren Mundis has got messy really quickly. Yeah. Yeah. This is, like, I know the Blues are my team. And I am happy to see them do well, but bloody hell, they're giving the Rebels an absolute drubbing here. Who had the Crusaders being the least convincing Kiwi team this weekend? I know, right? Like, yeah, everyone else is looking like 20-plus point winners. What's up with this 2 points business? No pressure on the Chiefs, eh, Cora? Yeah, for sure. Surely after this tournament, all the hype gained in Aussie rugby falls off a cliff. That's... Oh, he's missed the conversion. Yeah, that's the one thing about this. Like, reading all the positive numbers about how Super Rugby AU's final had really great viewing numbers and all the positive vibes, a great attendance at the at Suncorp for that one, and then suddenly, is it all down the drain, or is it, what is it? I hope not. Or is it just 1 week? Alright, April Tui, take care. We'll still be here, maybe, in a wee while. We'll see. I may be going to watch the Chiefs game, Bob. I will have to wait and see. I'm supposed to be. I'll start it anyway. If it looks like it's going to be a shocker, I might head to bed, but I'll start it. We'll definitely start it. Brumbies justified the hype a little. They did, but everything else has been not ideal. Talented Aussie players don't play union because they play league. Yeah, exactly right. I mean, how many pro rugby union teams are there? How many league teams are there? A lot more. You're much more likely to get a gig playing league than you are union, so I understand that 100%. Texie, we're at 63.50. Australian teams are just not on the same level. At the moment, Bob, mate, it does kind of seem that way. Glad the previews and reviews have helped, though. It's always good. Always good to see. Look out, says nice food. Okay. What are we looking for? Watch up. Watch. Okay. A lot of people are saying watch, so it must be something either good or bad. Either very good or very bad. Line out throw. Blues. Still faffing about. Chucked it in. Chuck it in. Here we go. Blues get it. Knock. Gets it to AJ Lamb. Second phase. Robinson. Plummer. Satutu. Tahim. Go, Bryce Heem. Get that try for Jason. Oh, the passing is just... This is training run stuff, isn't it? Come on. Cross kick from Plummer. There's so much space out there that it's literally embarrassing. Oh my god. Oh my god. The basketball passes. Yeah, the tip and then the basketball, like the one-hander. Oh my word. The Blues are just having fun now. Yeah, Sullivan's one-handed pass to Knock. Knock got smashed, but still got the pass away to Rico. And then Plummer with the cross kick. The closest guy to it is Hardwick, and he's miles away. Literally walked it in, Shonok. Yeah, and that's one of the few times people use the word literally correctly. Oh my goodness. Plummer's going to take the shot at goal. I don't think he's going to get it. And the stat that's showing on the screen shows he's 1 from 5 this season, which is kind of backing up the lack of faith. But there's no pressure on this one, so maybe he will get it. When there's no pressure on it, he can nail them. When they're important ones, he generally fluffs his lines, but good on him. Good kick. Not an easy one. Not an easy one. Yeah, the Reds were missing a few players for their game for sure, but I mean, the Highlanders have not, they didn't have their coach, and Frizzell wasn't playing. He's arguably been their best Lucy. Ioane, who's been their starting fullback, was not there. Tompkinson, who's their midfielder, was playing on the wing. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll see. I hope it gets better. Alaran, I reckon I'm pretty confident the Blues are going to get this done. Even the Blues, if they went ultimate Blues, would struggle to lose this. Yeah. Rebels are the most underperforming team in the Aussie Conference, Edward. I'm inclined to agree. Even the Waratahs have moments of joy. This has just been brutal. Oh man, here we go again. Oh, maybe the Blues knocked it on. 40 points in 11 minutes. John, it would be something to see. Yep. Mark, just woke up and you had the Blues by 5. I think I had the Blues by 15. And that's proving to be incredibly conservative. What happened, Adam? Yeah. The Blues scrum has just been monstering the Rebels all night long. It's been giving them field position. It's been giving them opportunities just to take to the Rebels. It's terrible. Yeah, Flesh and Mate, they maybe just want to close that travel bubble of ours, just for mercy. You guys have already mentioned that GIF, right? The Simpsons one, stop, he's already dead. Like, damn, guys, come on. We're going to reset this one. Blues by 3, Theft Parrot said. One-sided game, says Max. I didn't see the scoreline coming. Neither did I, man. I thought the Blues by a couple of tries. But we need the South African teams back. Brumbies did okay, as somebody said earlier, but it was still a loss. Was the Brumbies status a good watch? Shonick, mate, the first half was actually a bit of a stinker, but the second half was class. If I was going to go back and rewatch it, you can probably skim the first half, but the second half is well worth going back to watch the whole thing. Did anyone have the Rebels to win? I'm not sure. Is Trans-Tasman worth it from a New Zealand point of view? I mean, it's obviously nice. I'm so pumped to see us playing different teams for a change. But I don't want to see teams getting pumped by 40 points, honestly. 40 to 19. What was it, like 63-48 or something? 64-48? 43-3. Hopefully the Aussie teams adapt a wee bit. Take some lessons and do some homework, because this can't go on like this. What time is the Chiefs game? It's on in about 15 minutes, I think, mate. Or maybe 20. 25? No, 25 minutes. I think it's on at 5-2. If I'm still awake by then. Worth it in the long run. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, Edward. But at the moment, it's not looking the best. Is that not dead late, John? It is dead late. But it's on in Perth, so for them it'll be a decent time. Even the Italian sides of the Pro 14 aren't losing by 40 points at home. Exactly, Jamie. Yes. Yes. This is concerning. Shows how much we needed South Africa. I mean, I'm inclined to give it a wee chance. It's only 1 week, but it's gotten off to not quite the worst start possible, because the Brumbies didn't get smashed, but it's not been a great start. The Pro 14's a torrid mess, so not really a comparison. Already late in Sydney, starting at 10 p.m. Yeah, that was the one thing about the Perth games, is the time zones. It was great for me when I was in China, because it's the same time zone, but otherwise it was sometimes a bit tricky. Right, Blues seem content just to hack it downfield for the moment, so maybe... Oh, that ended up being a really good kick, actually, Plummer. Plummer is having a good game. Fat lady's starting to sing, Novmum. I think she's been in full verse for a wee while. Look up, you reckon? Okay. Tell me it's something from the Rebels. Surely. Length of the field. Bit of magic. Corabete. Oh no, they've thrown it straight to Sam Knock. It's going to be 50. $7:55 here in Perth, so a late start for the game. Yeah, it must be nice though for you guys in Perth to have a late start rather than an afternoon game for a change. That's a try. That's a Kira. Bloody hell. Just... You know, sometimes you go to club games and when it's like 80 points or whatever, the ref just kind of goes like, with 5 minutes to go, he's just like, that's it. Just call it. You kind of want this one to call it. 43-3, Jay. It's about to be 48-3, maybe 50-3. Cora, I've watched a little bit of the MLR, but not a whole lot. I'm finding myself struggling to find time, if that can be believed, for a guy who's not going to work at the moment, but somehow it is true. And I promise I'm not just sitting around playing video games all day. Nice being from Scotland to get to watch rugby from when I get up till lunch. Yeah, that does work, doesn't it? It's 50. 50 points to 3. Wow. 50. What do you say to the players if you are the coach of the Rebels after this one? Oh, come on, Bryce. Get that try. No. Your fingers are sore from typing look up all the time, I know, right? There's just so much space. All the Blues really need to do is just keep the ball alive and they just find space. This is sad, Bob. Yep. Like, if this is a UFC fight, right? The ref's already just like, nah. It's over. Marika Korobitti just put a huge hit on Nipo Laulala, so at least that's a bit of fun. Yeah, I'll write that. It's got to be some highlight for the Rebels in this game. It's not often a winger gets to smash a big old prop like that. Boomfire's right. People say Super Rugby helped the Aussie teams. It's probably helped in some ways, but yeah. These teams seem to be a bit off the pace. Oh, Craig, I don't know, eh? It's a hard one because the Blues are just smashing them. It's obviously good for their confidence. Standing screen just said the last time the Blues won by 40 points was 2010. Yeah, that came up on my screen as well against the Lions. No hat tricks yet. Akira has got 2. He may want a third. 2 minutes to go, and then this slaughter will be done. Can the Rebels get any more points on the board in the next minute and a half? Reds are meant to be champions. Yeah. I'm trying to justify all those reasons that the Reds got pumped in my mind, but I also struggle to kind of buy it knowing that the Highlanders have similar excuses. Craig's lost viewing. All right. There's a minute and 10 seconds left, Craig. The Blues are 7 metres out from their own line. They are in no rush to get rid of this ball. Knox going to box kick it. No, he doesn't. He gives it back to Plummer. Literally nobody can be bothered charging him down. He has all the time in the world to make his clearance kick, and it still goes bloody nowhere. It's still in the 22. So it's an atrocious bit of play all round. The Rebels guys can't be asked, and the Blues guys muck it up. So, hoorah. Rebels have got one last crack. Line out on the Blues 22 metre line. There's a wee bit of a line break. I didn't see who it was. Quick ball. Tuttle. Guess it's a Leota. The Blues, though, have turned it over at the breakdown. No. Offside. Back for a penalty. They tap it. They take quickly. Tuttle goes for the line. Akira grabs him, puts him to deck. They're going to recycle, go again. It's very slow ball. Come on, Rebels. Get a score here. The Blues guys are smashing them. Leota goes round the ref. Has he knocked it on? He's knocked it on. There's 1 second left. For God's sake, just call it, ref. Just call it. Don't set the scrum. He's called it. Oh, thank goodness for that. Yeah, I don't usually do the commentating. I'll leave that to the Kiwi lads. I did it for Craig. Well, 50 points to 3. That's a shellacking. Goodness gracious me. Anyway, Tim, man, you missed out on the Blues giving the Rebels an absolute spanking. Right. Up the beef for the next one. I don't think they're the beef anymore. I think they've changed sponsors for Trans-Tasman. So will the Force be able to perform without the beef powers? We're not sure. All good. I will. I'll close this one off now. I'll set up another stream for the Chiefs and the Force. No promises on whether I'll get through that one because we're closing in on midnight, but we'll give it a crack. If the Chiefs are ahead by like 20 points at halftime, we're going to call it. But anyway, fingers crossed the Chiefs and the Force give us a right rollicking bit of entertainment. It's a close game that goes down to the wire. We will see. Yes. Take care, guys, and hopefully see you for at least part of another one shortly. Alright, guys. See you soon. Bye. Or maybe not, because I didn't push in broadcast. You got to push it twice, Mark. Let's try that again.